Boyfriend and I have never fought about money after being together for 5.5 years and buying a house together, so I wanted to share my best tips for having a healthy money relationship with your partner. We've always been very open with each other about our finances, even from the very beginning when it didn't really matter since we weren't living together, but it just helped create a culture of openness and trust from the very beginning. I didn't grow up in a household where we openly talked about finances and money, so that was something that I really wanted in my relationship. We try to go on monthly finance coffee dates, which honestly turned more into quarterly finance dates, but just an opportunity for us to sit down and look at our finances together, how we're tracking to our personal and our shared financial goals, also to evaluate how we're splitting our finances, try to split our living expenses overall proportional to how much each person makes. Sometimes someone's gotten a raise in between and it's time to tweak how we're splitting things, but one of my best tips too for people who are splitting things proportional to income is that you don't have to split every single bill proportional to income. You can find ways to make it work for you and your partner. So for example, my boyfriend likes to buy what I call more bougie food and snacks, even though they're not really that bougie. I'm just pretty frugal when it comes to groceries. And that was a source of tension early on. And so we decided that we're going to split groceries more 75-25. So I just give him a stipend at the beginning of the month and then he pays for the rest of the groceries so he can get whatever he wants. Because we have such an open relationship around money, it made it really easy for me to approach him and say that I wanted to split groceries differently without being afraid that he was going to get offended or call me a penny pincher. Penny pincher? Penny pincher. The last important thing we do is keep most of our money separate, which makes sense now while we're dating, but we'll continue to do this even when we're married. We'll have some shared accounts, but for the most part, it'll be separate. And I know this is probably controversial for some people, but for us, we like the freedom to be able to spend our own discretionary money the way we want to without having to explain it to the other person or be nagging the other person for how much they're spending. Because let's be honest, if our finances were shared, I'd definitely be on him about how much he spends on golf, but I don't want to because that's what he loves to do. And also, to be completely honest, we both want to protect ourselves and make it easier if we were to split up because let's be honest, crazier things have happened than a couple falling out of love or a marriage not working. So we just prefer to be realists and hope for the best, but plan for the worst.